Hello and welcome to the DCV news for the 27th of November 2017. So this is just to get everybody up to speed with everything's been discussed and feedback that's come in over the last week or so, and the things that happened and were discussed at the social meeting last night. So first point on the list is membership. We're still at 40 members fully signed up and 115 lapsed. So despite my explanation of everything last week, nobody's yet signed up. So come on guys, it's only 15 quid for an individual, 25 quid for a family. So if you've been a member before, please go along to the website www.durhamcityvelo.cc and get signed up again, and then obviously we can start making the club better and stronger and getting things sorted out. As you can see with these videos and the fact that we've got formal meetings coming up, we're really trying to push and get everything back on track again and making us all enjoy the club as much as we possibly can. So next thing on the list, the reason I keep stepping forward is my list's down in front of me, is we're going to have a formal meeting on Monday the 4th of December, so that's next Monday, 7:30 start at the King's Lodge. So the usual place we have our social meetings, we're going to have a formal meeting. It's not going to be too formal. It's basically sit down, figure out what we want to achieve with the formal meetings first, and then figure out what needs discussing and what we need to do to make the club as good as we can do, and get people involved and all pulled together and make it as good as we can. I know it's coming up to Christmas, but if we start the ball rolling now, then when we hit the new year, we're really going to be getting there. So don't worry, I'm not going to load everybody up with loads of work to do in December. Let's just get the membership sorted out in December, and then when we hit January, and then we can really start planning for next year. Some good news is that Track and Trails has expanded, so we're running it on a Tuesday and a Thursday night now. So last Thursday, myself, Ray and Davey went out on the Thursday night ride. I think Dave did both Tuesday and Thursday nights last week. By the way, if you're watching Davey Kell, get better soon. I think he's injured his hand, so hopefully he'll be back with us again soon. So this week we've got Track and Trails. We're starting at a new time. Instead of 6:30, we've moved it to 7 to see if that helps people get there. So 7 o'clock Tuesdays, 7 o'clock Thursdays at the moment. Same starting point, the Stonebridge pub, and then it's around about 17-mile loop up to Stanley Crook on the railway lines, down on the road to Branspeth, and then back along the railway lines to where you started. It's a great ride. Make sure you've got good lights on and visibility stuff for when you're on the road, and when you're in the woods as well. You need to be able to see where you're going. So next thing on the list is Saturday rides. Had a little bit of feedback over the last week or so that some people are not going out on the Saturday rides because they're a bit too fast. It's great that the faster guys are getting out there. Do we need to split it into A and B rides so that it's a slower no drop group and there's a faster group goes off? Could be the same route, which then means that you would get to the cafe at different times, or like we've tried before, where we have the same cafe stop and 2 different routes to get to it, one longer for the faster guys, one shorter for the steady guys. Give us some feedback. It's your club, it's you guys that are organising it and riding it. Don't let that put you off if you're a guy that wants to push on and be a ride leader, but just say that that's what you want to do, and say that it's going to be there is also the possibility of having some of the Saturday rides that aren't no drop, but let's try and just be open with people as to what it is. Some people have been out on the rides in the last few weeks and have been really tired when they've got back in again because they've felt the pressure to keep up with the group. So let's just be honest, open, and discuss these things, and let's get it sorted out. Oh, a great one. Since we are coming up to Christmas, last night it was discussed, and Neil Morton, who's one of our great ride leaders, is happy and quite keen to do a Boxing Day ride to see him. So just wanting to see if people fancy doing that. Just so give us a bit of feedback and let us know if that's what you fancy doing, and then we'll get that done. One thing I forgot to say about the formal meeting is that what we need to do is have an agenda. So even if you can't be there but you want something discussing, please get in touch, comment on Facebook or on this video on YouTube, or send us an email or a direct message on Facebook, or give us a call. Numbers are on the website. Just let us know before. I really want to get it all squared away by Sunday. So if we can have all the agenda items in on Sunday, so that then I can circulate it around on Monday ahead of the Monday meeting. So last thing is quite a selfish thing really. I've got myself quite excited and into vintage bikes. I've bought a few over the last few weeks, you may have seen on Facebook. Basically the reason for that is that I want to do the Eroica ride in Yorkshire next year, which is the 15th, 16th and 17th of June. For those of you that don't know, Eroica is a cycling festival for vintage bikes. If you want to do the ride, they encourage you to do the ride on a bike that's older than a 1986, and if it's a road bike, most of them are road bikes, it has to have down tube shifters and the brake cables coming out of the top of the brake levers, so no STI, and it's got to be pre-1986. So I just bought myself a 1986 Giant because I ride Giants, and it's just right on the cusp. So I really want to do that. I'd love people to come and join us. So if you've got a bit of an interest in vintage bikes, they're not expensive. That's the great thing. You can pick them up from one bike I got for free. The other bike, the Giant, which I really wanted, cost me £70, and it didn't really need a lot of work, just needs cleaning up, and it's going to be a challenge. The ride, I think there's a ride of 15, 40 or 60 miles, but from what I've heard from people, a ride on an old vintage bike, even an 80s one, for 40 miles is like doing 80 miles, so it's quite a challenge to get it done. So if you fancy getting involved in that and joining me, then give us a shout, and we may even be able to set up DCVV, Durham City Vintage Velo section of the club. How fun would that be? And that's one of the other things that I want to try and get across, is that we're not just a one trick club. We're not just for fast guys on road bikes. There's mountain biking that I do as well. There's cyclocross. There's all kinds of things that and disciplines in cycling, and we support all of those, and we want to grow them and we want to nurture them. So please, just anything that you want to do that involves a bike, then let us know, and we'll try and find a way of finding other people who want to do it and helping you do that. So that's it for this week, and like I say every week, it's your club. The more you get involved, the more you'll get out of it, and the more that we can do. So please shout up if you've got any ideas. Thanks for watching.